League fans, in this midweek Premier League set of fixtures, Chelsea take on Leeds United, while Liverpool take on Sunderland, and Arsenal take on Brentford. Now, all these top teams, who is going to get got? Maybe none, maybe all three would win their games. So the question is, from a Chelsea perspective, yes, you've played well against Liverpool, against Arsenal. Yes, you beat Barcelona 3-0, despite the fact that they were a man down, and in the Arsenal game you were a man down, but you ended up playing a very good game, top performance, a performance that, despite the fact that it ended in the draw, a lot of pundits are saying maybe Chelsea could just be in the title race. Reece James getting high praise, Estavayo being keenly looked at, everyone for Fana as well getting high praise, Chalobah coming up with the goal, Robert Sanchez being praised and seen as a top performer. So the question is, what do you do going into a game versus a side like Leeds United? Because Chelsea, we all know Chelsea plays well against those big sides. They always raise their game, but when it comes to Leeds United, they're a big team, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to those teams where you're expected to beat them, that is where Chelsea comes on stock. If you look at the game versus Burnley, yeah, Chelsea beat Burnley, but the performance, when you compare to the Barcelona game compared to their Arsenal game, you scratch it like, why were they performing that poorly against Burnley? Why were they struggling? So the question is, can Chelsea put on their big boy pants and beat Leeds United convincingly, or is it going to be another struggle, or are they going to suffer at Leeds? Because that is entirely possible. So let's see how that shakes down. So Chelsea fans, who are you expecting to start for you? Who are you expecting to lead in line? Who don't you want to see start? And how are you feeling about Cole Palmer returning to full match fitness? Do you expect him to start? Enzo Maresca kind of hinted that he may start. For me, I would say maybe he comes off the bench. You let me know about that one. And then Reece James, how are you feeling about Reece James possibly maybe not even making the bench? Because Enzo Maresca says he has to be managed, and fair play to him, he has to be managed because he's super important for Chelsea. So I'm thinking Enzo Maresca's mindset is, Chelsea, the players we have should be able to get the job done against Leeds United. So if you need Reece James to win against Leeds United, that means maybe you're not as stronger team as you would think. So maybe that's the thinking of an Enzo Maresca. Let's see how it goes, whether they get on stock or they don't. Let's see how it shakes down. And now we're talking about the Arsenal game. Arsenal have drawn against Sunderland. They play Chelsea, drop points there. Their fans are still euphoric, still happy, still very comfortable, because they're 6 points, at 5 points ahead of Manchester City, 6 points ahead of Chelsea. So they're still happy because, okay, even if you lose a game there, you're still at top of the table. So fair play to them in that regard. So the question is, going into this game, versus Brentford, is it a game that you're looking that you can win, or are you going to struggle? Now, how are you going to cope with Michael Coyote, long throw specialist? How are you going to cope with him? Because Arsenal against Chelsea, you got served your own sort of dish, right? You got served a corner platter right smack on your table. Consider the goal from a corner from Chelsea. So maybe a long throw, I don't know, one of his specialties from Brentford, long throw in, flick on, bash into the back of the net, go. It's kind of funny because I remember Bolton used to do all this. Bolton, Stoke City with Rory Delap. For those of you who are still very young, he's the father of Liam Delap. He used to play for Stoke City. Those long throws. I remember Mikel when Chelsea will play Stoke City. Mikel in one game actually fought hard to prevent a ball going out for a goal, for a throw-in, and rather wanted to put the ball out for a corner kick. That's how dangerous he was. And back then, people were raising their noses up at it, but now it's back in swing. The top teams, the more fancy teams, are now going on with these long throw-ins, and Michael Coyote is one of the best at it. So what if Arsenal concedes from a long throw today? That would be just funny. That would be funny. I would love to see it. Maybe some Arsenal fans would love to see it, but still, so Arsenal fans, you're confident about that game, going into that game, seeing that you can win against Brentford. Of course, you expected to win that game with Brentford. You're correct. Maybe he comes in amongst the goals. I hope he doesn't kick anyone's head off their shoulders in this game. So Odegaard back in play. Berezi, does he start, Arsenal fans, or you prefer Odegaard starting ahead of him? Odegaard, I know Mikel Arteta likes him. He prefers him to Berezi. So does he start ahead of Eze, or has Eze done enough to start? Or since you may be playing against a Brentford side that you may say not that so fancied, so maybe you want to go with 2 10s, Berezi and Martin Odegaard. Maybe let's see how that shakes down. Let me know your score predictions for that one in the comment section, and for this Chelsea versus Leeds United game as well. Or if you want to be very granular, I consider Leeds United versus Chelsea game, because Chelsea will be playing away at Ellen Road. So let me know thoughts and opinions on that one, and your score predictions as well. So the final game I'll be talking about is the Liverpool game right now. So Liverpool versus Sunderland. Sunderland have proven this season that, wow, we may be a newly promoted side, but we can hurt you. You take Sunderland for granted, you're going to get your butt whooped. Chelsea found that out to their chagrin at home, losing at Stamford Bridge 2-1. Just scored very early, 1-0. Like, oh yeah, we're going to beat this newly promoted side handsomely, and then ended up losing the game. Plays against Arsenal. I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans would have been expecting, oh yeah, we're going to win this team. Boom, bam, boom. End up in a draw. Sunderland, happy days. So going up against Liverpool, although they won against West Ham, they haven't been in the best of form this season. If I'm completely honest, even the most ardent of Liverpool fans will be like, we have been struggling. And Arne Slot, more like la land right now, because he's beginning to. I wouldn't say all wrong. I'll say about 90% wrong, and the risk they took to sign, Isak and Ekitike all in the same squad. Will they get to have the last laugh? Let's see how this game pans out. Sunderland, are they going to kill yet another giant, or at least put a giant to sleep? Let's see how that all pans out. Let me know your score predictions for this one in the comment section. And also, like I said, if you want to be part of the top 6 showdown on the Football Fan HQ, let me know in the comment section, and we'll get around to making that happen, because that show definitely will be coming up on this channel. So at this point, come to the end of this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on yet another video. Peace.